just open your mind and just think throughout your life how many times you've started something only to either cut it short or not follow it through, and then you always thought that there was something wrong with you, or maybe it's you just don't have the willpower or the desire to do it, or you don't have the strength of mind. And really and truly, it's got nothing to do with how strong you are or how iron your willpower is. And it's something even more simple, but at the same time a little bit more complex. And let me explain. So our mind is divided into two. We have the area above the surface, which is called the conscious mind, and that's responsible for like the logical thinking, critical thinking, short-term memory, and solving problems XYZ. However, this represents a very small area and portion of our mind, and the majority of our mind is subsurface or subconscious level. That's why it's called the subconscious, because it sits underneath the surface, much like the grass behind me and the plants that grow out of the grass. So the plants that grow out of the grass, all we see is the top part of the plant. All we see is, the flower or the actual plant, whether it's yellow, green, or blue. What we don't see is the root and the stem that comes out of the root, which lies underneath the surface, subsurface. And in that root is all of the information and data that's responsible for how that plant behaves and how that plant grows and how it receives nutrition and XYZ. Much like our subconscious is responsible for 80 to 90% of our mind, and in the subconscious, which is actually the emotional mind, in the subconscious is things like our emotional responses, automatic bodily functions, so sneezing, farting, yawning, human growth hormone, all these hormones, when they're distributed through our body, imagination, intuition, all of these lie under the surface, and our beliefs are also located there. So what this means is that whilst you're trying to make changes to your behavior, you're doing that on a conscious level. Meanwhile, there's a program in the subconscious, which is your belief, which represents the majority of your mind, which is stopping you from achieving what you want to achieve. So there's a conflict between your subconscious and your conscious mind. And that is why you experience this internal tug of war. And once we learn how to commune, talk, and speak positively to our subconscious or unconscious mind, which is really represented in our body, how we're feeling, and it's a collection of our memories and information that we've gathered early in life and things we've been told, which aren't always correct, but between the ages of when we're born to when we're 7, our developmental years, our formative years, that's when we're taking on board this information. So, great news. How does this apply to you? How's it relevant? You can commune with your subconscious, and we can alter that program. And in fact, we can go even further than that. At any given age, you can change the way your brain behaves and responds. Because the brain, sorry, it's windy. Any hurricane, I'm going to get blown away soon. The brain has pathways which are called neural pathways, and these are like little, if you can like imagine the underground network or a train system network is just a collection of different wires, collection of different channels all converging into one. And that's the same way that our mind is orchestrated and composed. So what am I saying? Through these neural networks is how we think, how we process. And when we change our beliefs in the subconscious world, the subconscious realm, it impacts our behavior in the conscious realm. So we behave different, we act differently. And not only that, but it's a permanent, decisive action, meaning that once you set that, once you reset it, you are now behaving exactly how you want to behave without the need to rely upon willpower. And ancients, when I say ancients, I mean like cultures from all different parts of the world understood this, and they used this. And it isn't witchcraft, it's something that you do daily. You know, when you're vegetating, watching that Netflix program, which you really know you shouldn't watch every episode in one night. It's not good for your brain anyway. But besides the point, when you watch the TV and you're really engrossed in it, and your eyes begin to dilate, yeah, and you go into like a trance state, that is the entry point into actually talking to your subconscious mind. Okay? Also, this is interesting. If you watch a baby, as it's about to go to sleep, its eyes roll up backwards and you see the whites of its eyes. It's entering a trance-like state, and that's actually called an alpha brainwave, which happens when we are about to go to sleep, and it's also when we're the most suggestible to ourselves. So what am I trying to say is, communing with the subconscious, the entry point is trance. So you've got your conscious mind and your subconscious mind. But hey, between it, there's a level, there's a protective mechanism called the critical factor, which is a bodyguard, which is actually protecting and securing your subconscious mind from anything that can be imprinted onto it, which is negative. Anyway, that's going too technical. But the point is, once you reset your beliefs, beliefs create thoughts, which create feelings, which create behaviors and actions. So by changing the beliefs, we change the feelings and we change the thoughts, and ultimately change the actions. And if that's something that sounds amazing to you, well, we got great news, because over here we're qualified to help you in that way. And I've done it myself. Countless people that I know have done it, and it works. And we can use it to solve everyday issues that plague, or everyday issues that people struggle with, that we all struggle with, whether that could be depression, anxiety, confidence, speaking publicly, even things like muscle development and releasing extra collagen within your skin, and increasing the elastin in your skin. Because don't forget, these are things which are stored where? In your subconscious mind. How? Due to the automatic bodily function which is located in your subconscious mind. So you can do this, and this can actually keep you younger, keep you slimmer, keep you fitter, calm your mind if that's something you want to do. A lot of people, we try to do meditation, and you're sitting down, you're like, I don't enjoy sitting down, and you're getting agitated and your mind is fighting you. Get up, do something, and you're having all these internal dialogues, and then the emotional aspect of your thoughts coming into play, and you're like, I'm angry, I'm sad, I'm happy, and then you've got the thought process ruminating, going on in your head, and then there's a constant tension and battle between the two, and you can't meditate. You just can't meditate because you have a belief in your subconscious which says, this is boring. We should be doing something. We should be active. We should be doing X, Y, Z. So once we change, or once we alter and install a belief of, well, I've always been a great listener, or no, fuck that. I've always been calm, serene, and collected. And I find it so easy to just sit down without any distractions. And my mind is as calm and still as the sea, undisturbed. And once we set these kind of beliefs in, then we return back to the conscious mind. Now the conscious mind is drawing its program from the subconscious mind, which says, I've always been calm, serene, and at peace. Do you understand? So it's actually leveraging your subconscious mind against your conscious mind. Subconscious leveraging, I just made that up. I'm gonna stamp that shit. But yeah, and this is what we're teaching on around the world in 80 dishes and glow from within. And if it's something that, you know, you'd like to explore and kind of get more adept at and introduce it to your life, I promise you it's a life-changing, transformational skill. And athletes use it, boxers use it, MMA guys use it, MMA girls use it, politicians use it. Hey, it's been used on you when you go to the cinema and you're watching that film and they tell you, I'm loving it, it's finger licking good. And then halfway through the film you're thinking, why is it that I'm feeling for some KFC or like a Coca-Cola? Let's go and get a Coca-Cola. That's why. It's because they're using, or they're accessing your subconscious drive. They know very well how to do it, and they're embedding messages into that subconscious role because they know how to commune with it. And I'm giving you the gift of understanding how to commune with your subconscious. So come and join us, and we're going to be uploading a series of generic self-hypnosis. After all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. We're going to be uploading a series of generic hypnosis audios to help you combat and to get over and to do away with whatever vice it is that's holding you back. And they'll be uploaded here on our channel or on Glow From Within. And for those that require a more personal approach to this, we'll be doing consultations, and we will even have specific paid, tailored audios to your taste. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this one and learned something. I know I did. It's your boy, Giovanni. Take care.